All right, gamers, welcome back to some YAP craft, as I called it, with obviously the threat of being hardcore. So last episode, if you guys remember, it was a creeper that just came out of nowhere, and I didn't see it, but luckily we killed it, and no damage was done to the property. The property value did not drop, so I'm glad about that. But so this time around, I figured we can start kind of trying to get to the nether and kind of figure that stuff out, right? So one of the first things I want to do is grab a bucket, and we're just gonna put my like half of my stuff in here. Besides, nah, we'll put our diamonds in there just in case. We don't want to carry diamonds on us. I mean, if we die, we kind of just, are dead, so it kind of doesn't matter. But I'd, just free up space. We don't need to carry diamonds. There's really no point in that. So, but yeah, so I'm trying to think about. I could have swore I just heard like a zombie or something fall, but maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But yeah, so essentially I'm trying to get to the nether and get a few things going in that regard, which I think we could probably do no problem this episode. I think I'm not exactly sure the plan. We're just gonna kind of roll with it and just hope that we kind of just figure it out as we go. But I definitely have a few topics I wanted to talk about today. Some of them very minor, and that's about it. Yeah, I mean, they're not really major topics, but I got to thinking, because before I do an episode, especially of this type of series, I did not expect to break all of that, but I will take it. I forgot I could do that. I was mining it, and I was like, yeah, I should probably do vein miner because it'd be a lot easier. And yeah, I did not expect to grab 46, but we'll take it. But anyways, but yeah, like basically I worked today, right? So I was sitting there and I was like thinking, I was like, what topics can I like kind of talk about today for Yapcraft, right? And one of the topics that came to mind was amusement parks, right? Now, I've only been to a few amusement parks. I'm trying to think of like all the ones I've been to. I've really only been to a few, and they've mostly just been like local. Some of them have been a little bit more of a seasonal thing, kind of. What the heck is going on? This shield is really just blocking me right now. Let's just kind of put that away for a second while I'm doing this. But yeah, so essentially though, most of the fairs I've been to have all been local. Some of them have been like state fairs or county fairs, that type of thing. But I'm not really sure where the fear stems from, but I just do not care for rides. And it's a shame because like when it comes to amusement parks, like if you don't like rides, then there's kind of no point in going. You know what I mean? Like if you go, then the only thing you're really going there for is the food, and then maybe some of the games and stuff that don't really have to do with what's the word, like they don't really have to do with riding anything, but just you throw the ball and you can get like a stuffed animal or something, like, you know what I mean, like that type of stuff. And So real quick, I actually have to use brain power for a second. Yeah, we'll do Blackstone. Okay. That and is it 1, 2, 3? It's 3, right? No, fuck. God damn it. The one time the bridging thing fucks me over because it puts it right where I'm walking. Uh, but yeah. So you know, if you don't, oh, that's gonna look weird. Now I gotta kind of just do the whole thing. Double G. Yes. But yeah, if you don't do any rides, then it's just really pointless, and you kind of look, you know, dumb and weird not riding any rides at a fair and stuff. And so I think where my fear stems from is a long time ago. Like we're talking when I was 7 or 8, somewhere in that time frame sounds about right. I thought I had gravel, but I don't. So I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna wait until it becomes daytime, and then I gotta go get gravel for. I'm trying to obviously do the portal. So, but yeah. So when I was younger, though, there was one time when my mom, she used to work for this company that had to do with like transporting kids to school. It wasn't like a school bus thing. It was one of those more like you guys probably have heard of this, but like it's more of the smaller like transportation things where they pick you up in like a smaller van and stuff to take you to school and home and stuff. It's usually for like the niche people who live a certain distance outside of the district or something like that, so they have to have a special ride or something along those lines. It was something like that, but essentially though, uh, the guy who owned the company my mom was friends with, and his wife also worked at the company too, and my mom and her were friends because you know obviously they work together and stuff. So but so basically one day they were just there and they were like, oh, like, you know, let's go to a fair, or not a fair, an amusement park. This was an amusement park that is local to, oh, he died, okay, local to my area. And so we went there, and I was already like skeptical of rides, and I've never just liked rides at this point, right, in my life. So when we went to this amusement park, we were walking around and stuff, and they were like, you know, oh, you want to go on this ride, or oh, you want to go on this and this, and I was like, no, not really, no. And there was this one ride, and I know once I say this ride, there's going to be a few people out there who know the ride I'm talking about, which I'm trying to keep it on the low because I feel like if I say the park, it'll out kind of like the area that I don't live like by it or nothing, but it'll just out the area. But essentially the ride was called the Screaming Eagle. Okay. And this ride was one of the rides where like essentially like you would like it was like right here, and the ride would go up like this really high in the air. It would like swing up, and then while it was swinging up like this, you would be spinning like this, like in a circle, right? So it would go like this, spin, and then it would come back down the other way, spin, and then sometimes, you know, it would stall in the air for a bit, and then it would come back down, you know, just the classic stuff. And my mom's friend at the time was like, do you guys want to go on that ride, like that, like it's Screaming Eagle, it's really cool, like you guys will really enjoy it and stuff. And I was like, I don't really know if I really want to do that. And she's like, come on, like, you guys should try it. And I was with my sister, and my sister was like, oh, I'll go on it if you do. And I was like, okay, bet. Let's do it. Fuck it. We ball. And so, I was like, all right, like, let's get on it. And we go, so we're in the line, and my anxiety while waiting in this line is through the roof, because like I'm like 7, 8, and it's a ride that is quite literally just, um, the scariest thing my little mind can imagine going on, because it's in the air and it spins and everything like that. Just everything is just a red flag, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm like anxiously waiting. I'm in the line. It takes a while, and then we get to the end of the line, or like the front of the line, I guess I should say. Um, and as like they're like basically like, all right, come on, you guys got to like go up to get strapped and everything like that. My sister, and I call her I still call her out for like to this day because of this, like what happened. But on that day, when it was time for us to go and everything, she pussied out, bro. She literally was like, I can't do it, I can't do it. And I was like, bro, you're lying to me right now. Like, you said that you were gonna do it, and now you're wussing out. And so, my mom's friend and everything was like, oh, like, if you don't want to go, you don't have to, but you're already here, so and you were willing to do it, so you should just like do it. And I was like, uh okay, I guess there's really no way to. I mean, like, I could have got like out of it, but I was like, whatever. Like, this might be fun. Like, because at the time, like I said, I was young, so I was like, this might be a good, experience to have and stuff like that. Maybe I might like this, and then my love of riding rides will be born, and then I'm just gonna be all about that life. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you. So I got on the ride, and worst mistake of my life. Uh, Essentially, once I got strapped in, they were like, "All right, here we go," and then it starts swinging and stuff. And like while I was in the air, um, I couldn't open my eyes. I was too scared to open my eyes. So literally, like, I don't know, you guys probably know it, but like at amusement parks and stuff, on certain rides, or probably on like almost every ride, they have like a speakerphone that they can talk through, just in case. Like, I'm assuming, just in case something happens, they can kind of be like, hey guys, blah blah blah, whatever. So I had my eyes closed like the entire time, and bro, can I tell my story? Thanks. Um, so yeah, I had my eyes closed the entire time, right? And then they the person on this like went on the speaker and said out loud, and I remember remember this vividly, like to this day. They were like, "Is that kid asleep?" Because I just had my eyes closed, and I think I probably looked slumped too. Like, I looked like those types of videos that you see where like the person's just like knocked out, like they're just like they just couldn't handle what was going on, so they just passed out like that. That's basically what I looked like, except I do remember, or at least I don't remember passing out. I could have, for all I know, I could have passed out, but I don't remember that happening, so I can't really like say whether or not that actually happened or not. But like, yeah, essentially I just remember I remember like that happening. And then not only that, to make things worse, okay, to make things even worse, my mom's friend had and I remember this too, she had a bag of fucking bacon, so that way we can eat that without you know um what's the word, it was a bag of bacon, so that way we could eat something without having to go to like the concession stands or whatever and get food that way, because I think we were just cheap. And which, I don't blame like my mom or anything like that for doing that, because I mean, those fares and stuff are just expensive, so. But yeah, so basically though, we uh we had the bacon, and I'm pretty sure it was cooked. I'm like 90% positive it was cooked. Yeah, because why would my mom's friend give us raw bacon? Yeah, no, it was cooked. But essentially though, I remember eating that like before the ride and stuff, like and everything. So I had just like bacon that was cooked earlier that day, that's been in a Ziploc bag, and I ate that before this ride, and like I wanted to vomit so bad, bro. I literally cannot exaggerate how how like that day was just terrible. It was just such a bad day, and I hated it. I truly hated that experience that day. It was terrible, and I after that I like never really trusted um like rides again for the most part. I hated rides for the longest time because of that. And so I was kind of like the lame the party pooper, I guess you could say, that would I would quite literally just like go to the amusement parks and stuff, and I would just sit there, and people would go on rides, and I would just wait and everything. And like um people were like, why even go, if that's what you're gonna do. But like, I mean, to me it was still fun. Like it was still fun to like go and experience the the amusement park and the food, and I still was able to play certain games, like I said, the games that had to do with throwing the balls and all that type of stuff. Like I still could do that. It was just when it came to like the rides, I just didn't do the rides, is all, so but there is a silver lining to the story. Later on down in my life, down the road, I did end up trying a ride. um it was a roller coaster that was not like super bad, but it was a okay roller coaster. I remember trying that, and I didn't really like it. I didn't like freak out or nothing, but like I was just like, I don't like this. This is terrible. And then I also tried a it was like this boat thingy that like literally all it did was it just was like it went up like this and then went down like this, like the back and forth thingy. That was also terrible because I I just don't like, cuz and you feel this when you're on rides and stuff like that. You feel your insides literally moving, that like that's what that feeling is. And I don't know why people like that. I don't understand why people would be so like like happy go lucky about your little guts moving inside of you, and you can feel that. That is just so weird. I don't know. That's so weird to me. But people like that, and I don't, like I said, I don't blame anybody for liking amusement parks and stuff, but it's just my experiences have never been great, and I just don't like the feeling of that. Like, like I said, my guts and everything moving. So I just decided to just not be about it and just not go. So, that's kind of like my experience with amusement parks and stuff like that. I mean, like I said, nothing against them. I mean, they are technically like a good time, and I know a lot of people like them, but just I can't do them because of that. It's just not my agenda. But okay, so real quick to get back to the the gameplay. Um, so basically now that I've gotten about as ready as I'm gonna be, now is the time to go into the nether, and then I have obviously cobblestone, so that way we can um uh there we go. Hold on a second. So I did add a mod. This mod has really nothing to do with um gameplay at all. It's just more for me to do edits and stuff like that for. Is it's like the replay mod. It just records while I'm playing and everything. It's all just helps out. Whoa, okay. That's not good. We're like inside of whatever this is. I guess that's actually good because that means that we spawned in a safer place, so we'll be able to kind of build a base here and not have to really worry about getting ambushed the moment we try and leave. So but yeah, the Nether is never, it has never really been my favorite place, if I'm being honest with you. This place is very, very annoying. But honestly, like, I will take the Nether over the end, and the only reason for that is only because of the fact that in the end, if you fall off the island, like, it's over. You know what I mean? Like, you're cooked, unless you have the elytra wings, you know. So I don't really like that. Now I gotta figure out what to do here because we're inside of like a mountain of some kind. So I mean, what I might have to do is just kind of like keep mining until I just kind of, I guess, run into something. That's kind of like about the only thing I could think of to do here. My map is not really showing me much of anything. Like, I don't even know what this is. I mean, there is like what looks to be something here. So I can keep mining this way, I guess, and we'll just see. We'll see. So another topic to yap about, right, is fast food places, right? And not like, okay, this is a very like broad spectrum, right? Okay, like we're going to talk about all things fast food related, right? And some of those have to do with like I used to work in fast food, so I have some really crazy stories, okay, of like what has happened with my experience in working in that field and stuff. And I've had some pretty crazy things happen. But before we get into like my stories of like what I've been through, I mostly want to talk about like the quality, right, of places and which ones I like, right? So I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Wendy's and McDonald's, okay? Now, McDonald's I think tastes better to me than Wendy's, but Wendy's has the better bang for your buck type of thing, right? And that's mostly because of the biggie bag, right? Like the biggie bag is like one of, if not the greatest invention of mankind. Like, fuck the wheel, fuck every single thing that you think you know about inventions, and just replace it with the biggie bag, because that's it. That's peak. I have literally never in my days have loved anything more than a biggie bag because of how awesome the price is. And then also, like, I just, you know, I fuck with Wendy's. Like, Wendy's is a good burger place. And it's crazy because I had a switch up, right? So now I'm getting into my whole talking spirit about this topic, bro. Okay, so check this out. So when I was younger, my sister, she kind of liked Wendy's, and then she kind of didn't. It was kind of like a toss up. And she also I'm trying to be kind of careful with this because I just really don't want to fall. Falling here would be like kind of a career ender, so I'm trying to focus while telling the story, so like forgive me if it takes me a minute to kind of explain this. But yeah, but anyways, when I was younger though, my sister, she ate at Wendy's here and there, right? And she told me one time that or I don't know who told her, or somebody told me, and it got around, but it was something about like Wendy's put worms in their burger or something. Some of you guys might remember hearing about that, or you guys might know what I'm talking about. There was like this one time when like I just kept hearing it from everybody that like Wendy's had worms in their burger or something like that, right? Or somebody found a worm in their burger. It was one of the two. And obviously, you know, in my mind, I'm like, why the fuck would I want to eat somewhere where apparently there's been a worm infestation or they put worms in their burger? Like, what the actual fuck? You know what I mean? So I remember just being like, you know, nah, okay, fuck that. I ain't gonna get Wendy's anymore. So I didn't eat Wendy's at all. Even when people would offer me Wendy's, I was like, no. I was like, nah, I'm good. I think I'd rather, you know, get McDonald's or Burger King or something else. And so it was a long time before I gave Wendy's a chance, you know. And I think what it was, or what ended up happening, was when I got older, my one of my brother-in-laws, he was like, hey, like, you know, I'm gonna go to Wendy's and get a biggie bag, like, because this was like also like when the biggie bag was really popular and it was like coming out and everything like that, and everybody was talking about it. And I was like, I guess, like, you know, $5 for a cheap meal, and he was gonna pay for it too. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like, anybody who offers me a free meal, like, it's wraps, I'm taking it. Like, I don't care what it is, because, well, I mean, I guess I kind of care what it is, but I mean, obviously nobody's gonna give me like poison or fucking anything like that. At least I hope not. But yeah. So basically, that's kind of how it was though. Was that like he was like, yeah, like I'm gonna go. Do you want anything? I'm gonna be getting this, and I was like, ah, yeah, I guess. So then he, you know, he comes back and he's got like the biggie bag thing, and I ended up just getting, you know, the normal double stack biggie bag with sweet and sour sauce, and I got a Coke, and I was like, all right, let's try it. Let's see how good this is. And needless to say, the rest is history. I mean, I quite literally devoured that biggie bag, and I was like, wow, this is fucking phenomenal. Like, I've never in my days have eaten something that has tasted this great. Like, why haven't I been eating this whole time? And after that, I was like, oh, okay. Like, you know, like I've been not lied to, but I was like, wow, like this is, I mean, I didn't see any worms in this burger, and like this tastes really good. So, I mean, should be fine, right? So after that, yeah, like I started getting Wendy's a lot, and I started eating it like more often and stuff. And I just could not get over the value of the biggie bag, because it, like, you know, it being $5, and when you're a teenager who's broke as fuck and doesn't have money like that, like, you know, like what do you what are you gonna get besides something that's cheap? And like there's not like a whole lot of cheap stuff that you can really get, besides, like, I mean, I guess like at back in the day, like when McDonald's actually also had their value menu, the actual value menu that like gave you actual good stuff, that was like worth it, I suppose, because that was during the time that you could also get, like, you know, dollar cheeseburgers and all that type of stuff. So like you could still get a good deal at McDonald's. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just essentially cared more for the biggie bag scenario, right? Okay, and then we'll pause this real quick. I kind of want to focus this for a second, because I want to find where a nether fortress is, and I have to be really careful when going kind of through this lava infested place, you know. So if it was up to me, dude, I'd fucking block up like all this lava, but it would take a long time, and I don't really have blocks like that, so we're just gonna kind of, that is a bigger boy. Go away, you. Go away, you. I actually do need to kill these guys though, because I do need their their magma cream, which I was hoping that they would, you know, drop this, but they're just kind of not wanting to work with me here. Yeah, they literally haven't dropped one, have they? No, they haven't. It's not that rare of a drop, is it? Maybe it is. Okay. Let's look at the map. That is not what I want to do. That's what I want to do. This looks like a structure of some kind. It says glowstone. Some glowstone right here. All netherrack. I don't think we spawned in a good area, boys. Because, yeah, that glowstone is probably just that. I think we might be a little cooked on where we are. Because this just does not look like a promising area for a nether fortress. So what I'm going to do as a pro Minecraft gamer is kind of just avoid this guy. Ugh. Okay, and then I'm gonna oh no, I should probably kill these guys because I really do need magma cream. Because I need, I can look while they're slowly coming this way. Oh, I don't have that. God damn it. Okay, well, note to self: install not enough items or whatever it's called, so that way I could search up what, like, the recipes and everything without having to like do all that annoying stuff. So okay, so I will try before I move my portal, because what I was basically gonna talk about doing is moving my portal. But before I do that, I'm gonna go this way. I'll mine this way. That way, I'm giving this area, you know, a fighting chance. But if I don't see anything this way, then I'm gonna move my portal. That's kind of what we're gonna do. Okay, but while we're mining this way, I'll continue talking about the fast food stuff. So and you know what's crazy is I actually had a switch up before too, because back in the day when I was younger, my family was notorious for getting McDonald's, and one of the biggest reasons for that was because my mom, she knows how to cook, but she's not like the best cooker out there. Like, she doesn't really know a lot of recipes, and my grandma does. She has like a lot of recipes, and they're all like phenomenal. Like, I trust you me, I love my grandma's cooking. And I on like a side note, I have learned like almost all her recipes, at least the ones I like. So like literally I do grandma's cooking for reals, but besides that though, yeah, so my mom, she wasn't really the biggest cook, and my dad also wasn't. I mean, this motherfucker like never cooked. He did not know how to cook. He was just terrible at that. So what is this, man? What in the hell is this? So basically what ended up happening was, you know, we would always go to some form of fast food related stuff. And what like my entire family liked was McDonald's. And dude, this is okay, never mind. Let's just keep going then. Gonna say maybe there would be an opening like up, but there was not, so. But anyways, so my family really liked McDonald's, and we would always get McDonald's. Um, I only used to get like I think a cheeseburger or something, and then I would get like fries or whatever. But like that was it. I really didn't get like a whole lot of anything else. And I remember like there was just one time when we were going like through the drive-through, and this is when I was a lot older. I think I was more closer to like 11, something like that. But we were going to like McDonald's, and my mom was like, and my mom, she remembers a lot about like what I used to order and everything, because every time it'd be the same. And because I've always been the type of person who I don't really change a lot in my life. I usually try and stay at like a constant, and the only reason why is because it's just easier to plan things and do things when I just know kind of what's going to happen. Now, don't get me wrong, like when there's certain mix-ups or there's certain surprises or whatever, it's not the end of the world. I don't freak out. I'm not like my whole life is ruined or nothing. It's just if I can help it, I'd rather, things stay the same, right? So, my mom was, like, "Oh, so you just want the cheeseburger meal, whatever, whatever." And then I was like, "No, I'm gonna do a Big Mac." And she like, I mean, it was like I just told her that I committed murders in like 7 countries, because she was like, "What?" She was like, "You want a Big Mac?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah." I didn't say that, but I was like, "Yeah, I want a Big Mac. I want to try something new. I want to try something different." Like I hunger more when I go to McDonald's now, and this cheeseburger meal ain't cutting the cheese type shit. So so I decided to do a Big Mac meal, and when I tried it for the first time, I mean it was just love. It was just love. And I've fallen in love with like Thousand Island sauce ever since. Every single time I go to a burger establishment, I always ask them if they have Thousand Island sauce, and I will always put Thousand Island on my burger. Every time. That's how good or that's how much the Big Mac changed my life. Like I'm just Thousand Island sauce guy on burger. And it's just great. I love it. Tastes amazing. Never had any problems. Love it. Um I see that there is, where am I? Oh, my map is not uploading. Um well, okay. Well, I see that there's something this way. So let's start like going this way. Um but yeah, so I became a Big Mac guy, and I started eating Big Macs and stuff, and Thousand Island and everything like that. And one of the things that I missed that a lot of people might remember is that at McDonald's for a limited time, they had something called the Grand Mac. And it was essentially just a Big Mac, except just bigger. And I fell in love with that burger because it was everything that was good about a Big Mac, but more filling, because the Big Mac burger, like, it is actually pretty small compared to like other burgers and stuff. Because I mean, essentially, like, and I worked at McDonald's before, so I know this, but like, and I mean, people who even eat at McDonald's, like, you don't have to work there to know this, but basically what I'm saying is that like I for sure know this, but like with the Big Mac, they literally just use the hamburger patties to make the Big Mac, you know. So like you're basically getting a double cheeseburger with like lettuce and Big Mac sauce. That's kind of what you're getting, to kind of like sum it up, right? So with that like being said, like, this is revolutionary that they would make, a Big Mac that was a lot bigger and a lot better. Um and ooh, okay. That's not a nether fortress, but that's a what is that called? A bastion? Is that what that's called? From Overwatch? That's not Nether Fortress, is it? They don't have Nether Fortresses mixed in with this, do they? That looks like a Nether Fortress. I don't know. I mean, I guess we can go down there and just kind of like, find out. But yeah, so yeah, the Grand Mac was great, and I remember just McLovin' it, to put it simply. And I will always and forever, hope and wish and pray that they bring it back, so that way I can have just a better, bigger Big Mac. That is my wish. It reminds me of like the the Kratos meme. It's like fucking McDonald's. Drop another Grand Mac, and my life is yours. Like that type of shit. But yeah. So that's that. What else? Let's actually make this a little bit different. Kind of do that. Yes. I'm just kind of like a better lack of a way to put it, just baby proofing my stairs, because knowing me, I'm just a clumsy motherfucker who's just gonna drop to my death and then, game over. And like if I die on hardcore, obviously it's over, and I would really not want that to happen, because like I really want to get far in this world, and I want to play this world for a long periodical time. And I'm not really going to be able to do that successfully if I can't survive, But I've played Minecraft for a long time, so like I would assume I can. I've done it before. Like I've played Minecraft and just not have died, I die in certain ways because I'm more careless when I can freely die, but yeah, let's see. This is kind of looking like a... Oh, there's Blaze. So I think this is a Nether Fortress mixed in with whatever the fuck that is. And this might actually all just be a Nether Fortress, but I've never seen a Nether Fortress that looked like that though. So I'm a little confused in that regard as to kind of like what is going on here. But yeah, so anyways, I guess now we'll talk about my experiences as working as a fast food employee, right? So I have worked only for McDonald's, and I've also worked for Pizza Hut, and I've worked for what's the word? No, yeah, that's only two. That's only two fast food places I've worked, actually. So yeah, so basically though, at McDonald's, I didn't work in the quote unquote ghetto, but it was kind of the ghetto. And like what I mean by that was that like there was a lot of times where there was like, homeless people who would come around, and not every homeless person was a nuisance or a problem or whatever, but there was definitely a lot of times where they just kind of got a little out of control. And like a few instances was like, there was times where they would or I guess I'll start with this story. So there was one night where, I was working, and I was usually a closer. And as many of you probably know, like 99% of the time, if you work at like a McDonald's or anything like that, you're gonna usually work nights. That's just kind of how it is. Like you can sometimes work mornings, but 99% of the time they're gonna have you work nights, because nights are just when they really need people. And my McDonald's is also a 24/7 type of McDonald's, right? So like this is the one where like literally they never closed. There was some downtime, but they would never actually close. So so yeah, I would mostly work nights, and there was this one time where this like homeless guy was like at our glass door outside and was like yelling and was like, you know, hey, like I want to come in and order something. And this was at like I think it was like 7 or something. And this is also like, keep in mind too, this was near COVID time. So during this time, as many of you probably already know, because you know you probably worked in the fast food field or worked in just, you know, any type of field that really had to do with anything, like you closed down earlier or at earlier times because of COVID, or like you had to close down the lobby at a certain time because of COVID, right? So we closed the lobby down like a little bit earlier than we normally do because of that. And so basically the guy was like, yeah, like, hey man, come on, like let me in, I just want to order some food, you know, like don't you want my money, you know? And we're like, look sir, like, you know, it's not that we want to deny you service or whatever, but like we can't open the lobby once it hits a certain point in time. It's just policy that we can't open it, like we have to keep it closed. And you, obviously people just can't take fucking no for an answer. I mean, you know, that's just kind of how that goes. And so this guy was like just fucking freaking out outside of our McDonald's and just like yelling and being a bit, you know, like an ass and everything like that. And then he ends up, we had like trash cans like right outside our McDonald's, and he picks up this trash can and just throws it against the door, and just like starts, you know, cussing and everything. And me and like this other guy were like looking at each other like, what the actual fuck, dude? Like this guy is crazy, dude. And then you know, like my manager was on the phone and was calling like the cops and stuff, basically being like, hey, like I got this customer who's just not accepting basically no for an answer, that he can't come in, he's, you know, harassing us and all that type of stuff. So then they were like, yep, we'll be there soon. And so they started to head that way, and then like, but before they got there, I mean, the guy obviously left. Like, you know, they're fucking homeless people are not that dumb. Like they know when people are calling the cops on them, basically. So yeah, he basically ends up leaving, and the cops, you know, were just like, you know, if he comes back, just let us know. And he never did come back that day. But I just noticed that like there's a lot of times where they like, a lot of homeless people would like come around and then like cause a problem or like say something, and then they would just immediately like leave. And because they would do that, nothing really happened to them, or like in the sense of like the police wouldn't do anything, because you know, by the time they would get there, they would already be gone. So they're like, well, like, you know, we're not gonna chase them down or whatever. And it's like I get it, but like fuck, dude, like they just keep coming back though, you know what I mean? Like it's annoying. But yeah, so he basically though ended up not coming back, and that was kind of that was that story. No, a very minor one, but the stories will ramp up. Trust me. Like there's some crazy shit that I've experienced working at fast food. So we'll go into the second story in just a second. We got to hear a word from our sponsors. Our sponsors being nothing. I don't have any sponsors, but I just want to kind of see where I'm looking to go here. I think what the safest option will be is to just dig down here and then go to the Nether Fortress, because these slimes are just kind of like in my way, and I don't really want them to interfere with my day-to-day going down here. So we're gonna kind of like block off this area here. We're gonna build a wall. Small little wall. That way they can't disturb us. Perfect. There we go. I don't think they can jump. They can't jump too high, right? Well, just in case, let's just do one more layer. Can't remember how high they can jump, but I know these fuckers, sometimes they be springy, so. Okay. But anyways, so second story. So the second story, it happened at McDonald's once again. And essentially what happened was there was one night I was working and it was another homeless guy. But this time, like he was in the drive-through, right? And like this is kind of hard to show um without like moving my hands to show you the thing, but like my McDonald's is like right here, right? It was like this is a tour. It was right here. The building, the way the drive-through went, it was like on like the street went this way. It went like, you know, that way and then that way. And then the building was right here, so you would turn in and then you could like loop around like this. You would go through the drive-through right here, come around here, go to the window, next window, then you could leave and like go that way, right? That's how the building worked. And the guy was in the drive-through and he was walking, right? He was walking through the drive-through. Now, as you guys know, or may or may not know, just I mean, you probably shouldn't know this, but if you walk through the drive-through at any place, doesn't matter if it's Wendy's or McDonald's, Arby's, they do have the meats. It doesn't matter if it's fucking In-N-Out, whatever the fuck. Wherever you go, if you go through the drive-through and you walk, they're basically going to tell you you're an idiot. Get to getting. You know what I mean? That's what they're going to do. I'm just going to carry a... I was going to go like all the way back, but I was like, no, that's great. But yeah, they're gonna tell you like you're an idiot. No, like you're gonna have to either come in through the into the lobby. But if our lobby's closed, then like it's, you know, sucks to suck, Buttercup. But like, you know, that I guess you're not getting McDonald's. Like that's just how it goes. But this guy was like waiting in line while cars were like behind him and everything like that, and was like, you know, waiting his turn. So I'll give him that. He was waiting his turn. And then he finally gets to like the intercom and he's like, yeah, I wanna get this and this. I didn't take his order, but like I was working the drive-through that night, but I wasn't taking his order. But he essentially was like, you know, oh, I want to get this and this. And then my coworker was like, yeah, unfortunately we're not able to take your order because you're trying to go through the drive-through while walking, and that's just not how this works. And you know, at first he goes, I've noticed that they always play like a sympathy card first, right? They'll always be like, "Come on, man, I'm hungry. Like, you know, I have the money and everything like that. I just want to eat. Like, come on, can you just make an exception for me this one time or whatever." And you know, technically, I think we could make an exception. To be completely honest with you, I'm not exactly sure how much trouble our establishment would get into if we actually like went through with it or whatever. I don't know, but from my assumption, I feel like it wouldn't be like that big of a deal if we actually accepted, you know, his order. But obviously my boss and everything was like, no, can't do it. Or like the manager of that night was like, nah, we're not doing it. So he basically was like, man, fuck you guys, like you guys are fucking pieces of shit. And then he like just kind of like walks away from the intercom, and he's like, you know, still talking. And people in the drive-through, like they all have like their windows up, you know, and they're like, you could, because if you didn't know this, I mean, I'm pretty sure, like I said, a lot of you probably know this, but if you don't, in McDonald's or Wendy's or any drive-through place, they have cameras that can see the drive-through. And the reason why they have that mostly is because it lets them know what car has what order. And then like even at McDonald's, how it worked was like, this is like the intercom, right? There was cameras, and then they take a screenshot, kind of. Well, it wasn't a screenshot, it was a picture. They would take a picture of your car, and then when you would pull up to the window, you could like click on the car and stuff, and then basically it would like let you know that like this is their order, whatever. And that's why it's very important for you to, you know, be in a certain lane or everything like that. And why orders get mixed up is because there's a few times where because when somebody also takes an order, they have to choose a lane, and sometimes when they if they choose the wrong lane and they're talking to the wrong person and everything like that, like and then they okay, I'm getting into like a tangent that just does not matter. You guys do not give a fuck about learning about how to work a drive-through at McDonald's. If you guys do, I mean, I do know, but besides the point. Let's just get back to like the main creme de la creme, right? So essentially, though, what ended up happening though is like, yeah, like he was like all, you know, upset and everything, and so he ends up like going to the like where the drive-through was. He goes to the back of our building. Okay, I shit you not. This guy pulls out a bag. Not sure what's in it, but he just pulls out a bag and then proceeds to set it down next to our building and then starts to light it on fire. Straight up. Just straight up pulls out a paper bag, sets it next to our building, and then lights. Well, he's trying to light it on fire, because that was another thing too, is that like he was fucking dumb, and I don't even think he was lighting it right, but like we could watch him. We were watching him on the cameras for the drive-through, watching him do this. And so like my manager like immediately starts calling the police and stuff, and it's like, there's a guy who's like basically trying to light our building on fire because we refused to take his order and everything. And so like the police like started to head that way, and like the police station from our building is not super far away. Oh, okay, I do have a big ass. It's not super far away, but it is a distance, right? So so it did take him a minute to get there, but like the guy like proceeds to try and get this bag on fire, fails, and then he like keeps trying, and then he finally like gives up and starts walking away. And then literally he gets to like where that road goes, like, you know, up and down and stuff like that. He like starts going this way. The building's right here. He starts like going this way, gets to the sidewalk, and then starts like walking to the right. And then while he's walking to the right, the police on the other side literally like pulls in to our parking lot. And I'm like, bro, you're lying to me. And then we told like the police officer that like he started walking that way, and like the description of him, and then they like went that way. I don't know if they ever caught him or what ended up happening with that, but like, yeah, like this guy was like trying to light our McDonald's on fire just because we had to refuse to take his walk through order. Like it's stuff like that that like would always blow my mind, that people would get so upset with that. Give me one sec before I continue the next story. I have to see where the fuck I'm at, which this is not looking good. Where am I? Did I dig too far down? Might have dug too far down, guys. I'm starting to go a little too in. Yeah, I might have dug down too deep. I think I'm underneath the place that I need to be at. That's not good. Okay, I hear a slime right here. So let's dig this way. And then let's kind of just dig this way. Got it. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Literally perfect. I'm just, wow. So I was digging way far down for no reason. Let's just block that up. Just pretend like that never happened. Okay, and then we'll just break this. And perfect. Perfectly bar. Okay. So couldn't help it. He can't hit me from here, so. Ah. Yeah, you like that? You like that? Like that shit, buddy? Dude. Okay, so anyways, let's switch that. And then we will, I guess we're gonna have to kill this magma, because he's just gonna literally be that guy. Ugh. Okay, and then I do have another story. Don't worry, I have another story. Trust you me, I have a lot of stories. Okay. So another story off the top of my head, right, is so I was working the drive-through again, and there was a guy who was waiting for an Uber order, right? And like, on a side note, like Uber orders, I shit you not, like at our McDonald's were fucking terrible, bro. They sucked. And the reason why they sucked so bad was mainly just because um like because we never closed, they would never end. So like literally, bro, the entire night people would just keep ordering. Um they would just keep ordering like DoorDash and stuff. Oh fuck me, dude. Ooh. How did you hit me from there? That is crazy. Let's just do that. I really probably should get like meat or something. I really need to get something that like actually heals like hearts better, because this doesn't really, like, bread is not the sensational hunger eliminator that we need. Where did the skeleton go? I'm kind of afraid. Where did he go? I don't know where he went, but ah, come on.
Oh shit.
Bye. Blaze run? Fuck yeah, first try. No! Oh my god. Oh, you scared me, you scared me, you scared me, you scared me, bro. You scared me. Lordy, lordy. That's also like, I'm just gonna like do this real quick. Are you kidding? See, like, that's what I'm talking about. You see how far that guy jumped? That dude was literally, this guy is Michael Jordan in his prime, bro. Like, what? Are you kidding me? That guy literally jumped up that high, dude. Okay, but anyways, jeez, I gotta recuperate. Okay. So, basically though, you know, I was working in the drive-thru though, and there was this guy who was waiting for an Uber order. And like I said, Uber orders were notorious because they just kept coming, and it just like people could order until a certain time, and we could turn them off, and you know, so that way they didn't like overwhelm us too much. But like basically people can order, I think, all the way up until like fucking 12 at night, bro. It was pretty bad. But yeah, so this guy was waiting for his order, and I don't know like exactly the altercation that happened, but there was basically like this like homeless guy who who was like also waiting, or not, he wasn't waiting, but he was like walking by, and they got into an altercation of some kind. I'm not sure exactly how it even started, like literally no idea how it started. All I know, or all I remember, is that like we were hearing them argue, and then like as we're listening to them argue, the guy, like the homeless guy, like pulled out, or no, he didn't. No, it wasn't the homeless guy. I lied. I'm sorry. It was the guy in the car. He pulled out a knife, and like he was still in his car, by the way, at this time. Like he didn't leave his car, but he was basically like, you know, like, come on, bro, like that's fucking tussle type shit. Like I'm down with the get down. And you know, I'm sitting here like, oh my god, like I was like, dude, no way these guys gonna like fucking just get into a tussle right now. There's just no way, right? Like surely they're not gonna, this guy's not gonna knife a motherfucker in our parking lot, or not our, well yeah, I guess it was our parking lot, but technically our drive-through. And then like and at this time too, I remember too, this was like also like a special night, because our main like manager at the time for the night was like sick or something, or they quit. It was one of the two. And so we didn't have our normal manager. Oh my god, fuck.
When a good thing goes bad, it's not the end of the world, it's just the end of a world.
Dude, oh, that scared the fuck out of me, dude. Oh, I forgot. Well, I know Endermen don't like just attack you, but I just saw something like, I saw something behind me that was skinny, and I thought it was one of the skeleton guys. And so I was just immediately like, oh my god, dude, this guy's gonna rock my shit. God, that scared me. Okay. And when I get stuck in these stories, like I'm like focusing and I'm not at the same time. So sometimes I just like yeah. Anyways, so at this day though, we didn't have our normal manager. So it was just like a normal guy. And I remember he basically, like, we were there and the new manager guy was like, if you guys don't stop fighting in the drive-through, I'm gonna call the cops. And so the like the homeless guy, like, he starts to, like, walk away, and but he's still like being like pussy, all that type of stuff, like they do. um and uh and yeah, so God, dude, everything about this area is so inconvenient because of the stupid forest. Okay, I don't trust this, so I'm gonna do that real quick while I do this. Um, but yeah, so what was I talking about again? Oh, is this a spawner? Oh shit, this might be a spawner. Oh, I think it is. It is. Oh my god, it's a spawner. Okay, let's kind of not fuck with that, because I just saw that they were like on top of a magma thing too, and that's just not. I'm just not trying to mess with that. But we know where the spawner is though. If when I get fire resistance, because I also like I have like magma cream and everything, so I'll be able to do a fire resistant potion and stuff. So like it's not going to be like that bad. But ow, 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 ow. But okay, yeah, let's continue though with that story. Yeah, so yeah, he basically just like walks away, and then he's just like, talking shit, whatever, like he does. And then yeah, that was it. That altercation. Not a whole lot of entertaining stuff that really happened, but it definitely was a crazy experience for me, because I was kind of more um I guess like surprised, because I was like these guys are really like fighting about I don't know what, in our drive-through, and this guy has his knife like pulled out and just ready to go. Like this guy, like, I shit you not, this guy was ready to shank a motherfucker basically. Which, I mean, like, sometimes you gotta be ready for stuff like that. You never know. Um, and like I said, the area I was in, it wasn't a terrible area, but there was a decent amount of homeless people, and I hear stuff spawning. That's a regular skeleton I think I just saw. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Okay, yeah, but yeah, it wasn't a bad area, but like it's one of those things where, like, it it just had some sketchy people. So I understand. But yeah, basically though, another story I can think of from that time was, hold on. There's people like literally lighting fireworks off like really close to me, and it is the 6th, so I don't understand why they're doing that. But I mean, hey, America. Um, but yeah, so another story that ended up happening was there was this time where I was working technically the drive-through, but it was some people might know this, but when you work at McDonald's and you work in the coffee section, um well, okay, that's new. Okay. But yeah, like when you work at McDonald's and you're in the coffee section, sometimes they will have you um take people's food out to them when they when they tell them to park forward, you know, and like the drive-through spot, whatever, they'll usually have them or have you take out their food if you're in that position. So I was a person who was doing that, and so there was, you know, this order that was ready, and they were like, all right, yeah, hey, like, can you take this to parking spot, whatever? And I was like, yeah, I got you. So, you know, I just, you casually grab the food, and then I start going up there, you know, whatever, or going out there. And then as I'm going, okay, it's a really bad spot. Idiot. Ow. Oh, my shield broke, that's why. I was like, why am I not blocking? Might as well take a free bow. Fuck it. Fuck it, we bow. Fuck it, we bow. Okay, anyways, I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted by a lot of different things, but basically though, how did you hit me? Cheater. Ow. I'll have to kind of call a little cap on that. What? I hate blazes, dude. Okay, I'm out of here, bro. Oh my god, I'm fucking dumb. I'm dumber than a box of rocks. I am dumber than a box of rocks. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I hit the one thing you're not supposed to hit in any fucking form. I can't believe that. He just scared me, man. He scared me. I'm on hardcore. Oh my god. That is actually terrifying. Okay, this is home. This is way home. Okay, let's just go home. Let's just go home. I got enough blaze rods. This is fine. Let's just get out of here while we're ahead, right? Oh my god. Anyways, so yeah, when you work in that position, you're supposed to take orders out to the people in the drive-through spot and stuff like that. And so they told me to do that. I go out there, I take the order out there, and this guy, I put this on everything I love, that this is like honest to God truth. This guy literally had a what is it called? I mean, I guess it was like some form of a string, but I know there's like a more of an actual term for it, but I can't think of it. But he basically had like the rubber band thing around his arm, and he had a needle, and he was literally shooting up in our McDonald's drive-through parking spot, bro. I couldn't believe it, dude. Honest to God, that is a true story. That guy, like, I literally walked out there, went to his window, and then I was like, and the moment I like looked into the window, I saw him doing that, and he like freaks out, sets the needle down, rolls down his window, and then like is looking at me with like a shocked face, and I'm just like, here you go. The moment he grabbed his order, I immediately turned around and went straight into into the building. And then the moment I went in there, I went straight to my manager, and I was like, dude, the guy that I just took that meal out to was literally shooting up in our parking lot, bro. And they were like, really, this car? And I was like, yeah, like that car literally is shooting up. And they were gonna call the police because, like, you know, obviously this guy's fucking shooting up, and he shouldn't be driving anyways. But basically, like, after they were on the phone with them, like by the time they came, he already left. But like the craziest part to me was that he didn't leave immediately. So I think genuinely, I think that this man straight up, like after I basically was like, oh hi, by the way, you know, here's your food. Like, I think after that, after I left, I think he literally straight up just like finished shooting up, and then he finally left. I know. It's crazy, dude. Crazy. True story. Really did happen. But I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it, dude. There was just nothing that could have prepared me for that for that day. But it didn't really like shake me or like I didn't lose sleep over it. But it was just more of like the audacity. You know what I mean? Like I was like I couldn't believe that this guy had the absolute massive nuts to just straight up shoot up in our parking lot, and then after he gets caught proceeds to still like finish shooting up. Like, well, I might as well finish. Like that is that to me crazy, outrageous audio, bro. But yeah, that is a true story, a true thing that happened. Um, and of course I have more stories, but before I finish more stories, I have to kind of think of what I'm doing here. So I don't have any sand. So I'm gonna go get some sand real quick. Can I close a door right? Thank you. I'm gonna go get some sand so that way I can make some glass because we're gonna need to make some potions. And I guess with at the point I'm at right now, what I'm going to do is, um, what am I gonna do? Because now I gotta kind of think. Well, I suppose I can start doing some villager trades. Because now I'm able to get like golden apples, and now I can make the weakness potions. So that's probably gonna be my next step. And then once I get more geared up, at that point, that's probably when I'm going to do more of the what's the word? Like actually trying to get to the end. That's probably when I'm gonna do that. Because yeah, I don't really want to go and start doing that yet when I haven't even, you know, done much of anything in that regard. So yeah, that's definitely enough sand. Also, I saw some cows right here. I figured I'd just go, yeah, and then maybe just a little bit of yeah, 360. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 5 beef is cool. I am gonna probably need to figure out a better farm for that, for like meat and stuff, because my current food source of bread is gonna be gone pretty soon. Because most of that I got from the hay bales, you know, so I am gonna need to figure out a better food source. And cows are obviously like just the best in Minecraft. Everyone knows that. But it's gonna be kind of hard to get cows all the way back here. But I do have slime balls, so I can make some leads. So I mean that would probably fix my problem of trying to figure that out, I believe. Okay, so thinking. Could do a cat or a pig one. Pigs are about the same. Yeah, maybe let's do a quick pig farm real quick. Well, since there's so many right here, you know, we might as well. How much wood do I have? Not a lot. Do need some more wood if I'm going to make fences and stuff. What is the recipe for a fence again? Fence. Okay, I got it. Oh, well, we might be fine with what we got. TBH. Eh, there we go. 21 should be fine. They like carrots, right? I don't even think we have carrots. One of these farmers might have carrots, but oh, they do. Phenomenal. I love piggies. I love piggies. Piggy, come on, little piggies, come on. Hey, you, come here. Come to me, my pretties. And then we'll just switch to that, and then Bop, 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 bop. Come on, come on. Jingle, jingle, jingle. Jingle, jingle. Jingle, 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 jingle. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, come here. Dun, 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 dun. Where'd the third one go? He went. Oh wait, there's even more. Come here. Come in here. There we go. Perfect. I think. Well, let's get this guy in there. Fuck it. Come here. Hey. We'll get this last guy in here. And then I know that you can do the piece of carpet technique. I'm gonna do that, but first I'm just like I just wanted to like get them trapped in there first and all that. Then we'll do a couple torches so you guys can see because I'm not an animal. Just, you know, casually trapping you guys in there, you know. Okay. Now that we got that kind of going, we're probably gonna want to farm mostly carrots then. So I am going to have to figure that out. What was I doing? Oh yeah, yeah, right. So some blaze powder to put in here. Cook that up. And then I'm going to need to craft a furnace, which I am surprised I don't actually already have one. So that way we can cook up some sand to get the glass. Just throw some stuff in here for the time being. And okay, hold on. I'm trying to think because like I'm processing stuff in my head. So once we get the glass, I can do potions of fire resistance so I can get more blaze rods. Although right now I don't kind of need blaze rods that much because I'm not going to go to the end yet. So I'm going to be doing like the whole villager thing. So I think what we're going to need to do is go mining to get gold because I passed up a lot of gold. So I'm going to need to go get gold. And then I'm going to need to make potions of weakness, which I think weakness is fermented spider eye. Right. And I remember that that's right. A fermented spider eye, we need a brown mushroom, which those are actually a little hard to find. Let's see. Yeah, this is going to be kind of hard because brown mushrooms, I mean, they kind of spawn everywhere. But at the same time, they don't. So I'm going to need to find some of those first before I'm going to be able to make potion of weakness. So we would need like a swamp of some kind, which I don't think I'm near any swamp TBH. But we could always get on a boat and then just kind of like venture out. It's not the end of the world if we do that. So we can, I guess we can kind of do that. I think first we'll go get some gold though, since that's more like a very easy thing to do, to just go get some gold. Just do some mining away. Mining our whole life away. Okay. We're gonna wait till it's next day, but I think it's now time for the next story of me working at McDonald's, right? So let's see. Um okay, yeah, okay. I remember. Okay. So there was one time when I used to work what is called back cash, right? Which real quick, I actually should probably make an axe because my axe is about to break. Okay. So I used to work though something that's called back cash, and back cash is like essentially what it is it's literally just the first window that you go to in the drive-through where you pay. That's called back cash. That's what people call back cash, anyways. So I used to work that at night because I was really good at it. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, I was kind of good. Like I was able to take orders and cash people out by myself, and I worked both lanes at the drive-through, and was cashing people on everything. Like I was kind of a pro, dude. I'm not gonna even cap. I was kind of good at what I did, but but essentially though, uh, there was one night I was working, and this guy pulls up to the window, or to the intercom, I should say, and he starts just going like, hello, hello, and I'm like, hi, thank you for choosing McDonald's. Like, what can I get started for you? Bro just kept screaming in the microphone, just screaming hello. And I was like, yeah, hello, can you hear me? And at first I was like, maybe there's something wrong with like our microphone or something. But then one of the times I said hello, the dude, or like I could hear myself through the intercom on his side. So when that happened, I was like, okay, like you can hear me, I can hear myself, so I know I'm going through. So like, are you just fucking, schizophrenic or something? Or like what? Like, are you not hearing the right voices? So like, yeah, bro was like kind of cooked. But he just kept screaming hello. And then after like, a while of us just kind of going back and forth, he just like, he goes to pull up. And at the time, there was a car in front of him, so he wasn't able to like go to the straight to the window yet. He had to wait. And like while he while he was waiting, I'm gonna kill the squid because I kind of want the I want the glow ink sac because I can't remember what that's for, but I remember it being somewhat useful in some way. So anyways, yeah, so I was like, I went up to my manager that was working at the time, and I was like, hey, I got this guy who was like screaming at me at the intercom, claiming he couldn't hear me when I know he could have heard me. So he's gonna be coming up to the window. So I don't know what you exactly want to do about this situation, but I'm just letting you know because for safety reasons. If any customer is doing something like that, we just immediately have to let the manager or whatever know, so that way he can deal with it, or she can deal with it, whoever is working, because it's just not our place as like regular workers, right? So yeah, anyways, he's like, yeah, like when he gets there, I'll be right here and I'll help you with whatever. And I was like, okay. So I'm waiting. He comes up to the window and he just starts like immediately just is defensive and mad. And by the way, like this guy looked like he was on something too. Like it wasn't like a normal guy who was just like having problems hearing or nothing. No, like this guy looked like he was off the zaw, bro. So we already knew that he was on something, or something was going on with him, but he was just like screaming, and he was like, mad, and he's like, oh, like, I was talking the whole time and nobody was responding back to me. And my manager was like, no, he could hear you and he was trying to talk to you, but you just for some reason weren't responding or whatever. And he goes, well, whatever. Well, I want to order. And my um, manager was like, uh, no. He's like, because you acted that way, and because you're acting like a dick, and you're obviously like on something, and like I'm gonna need you to get out of the drive-through. We're not accepting your business. And this made bro upset. Like he was not happy about that. He was mad. He was like, what do you mean you're not going to take my business? And my manager was like, yeah, like you're obviously being a dick. We're not helping you anymore. Like get out of here. And so him and my manager are going back and forth like for a minute, like a grip. And then he literally, like, I shit you not, he spits on my manager through the window, and he even spit a little bit on me too. Like it was like, it was a whole area of effect type of shit. And my manager said, he literally goes, you're fucking disgusting, bro. And then the guy, like, after he spit, he, like, just started driving off anyways. And so he's like, yeah, fucking pussy. And then he just like drove off. And like that was all interaction. It was just fucking, it was so weird but funny as fuck. And I was just mostly fearing because, like, if there's one thing I've kind of learned when it comes to like customers or people like that, is that essentially they're very unpredictable people. You know what I mean? Like they're the type of people who, one minute everything's chill, everything's fine, you're taking their order, you're doing whatever, everything's, like I said, just fine and dandy. And then the next minute it just goes downhill, and then they're freaking out, or they do some crazy shit, and then everything just goes south. You just don't know. It happens so fast. And especially it's mostly because, those types of people sometimes, they're on stuff, and it takes just a certain trigger for them to just go into this like trance and then just go ham. So we always take those types of circumstances very seriously, and then we always pay attention to what people are doing or and whatnot and everything. But yeah, no, it was just a crazy, it was just a crazy time. I just couldn't believe that the guy spit on my manager, and also technically on me too, and then he just drives off too. I was like, wow, like the audacity that people have is crazy. um but yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of all the major stories I kind of remember from working at that McDonald's. Everything else is pretty minor, or like nothing really happened. It was just kind of like a normal night. There was really not much else that really happened that I can think of. But if I think of like another, like, story or circumstance, I'll bring it up. But I'm thinking that um that's kind of about it. And then now we go to when I worked at Pizza Hut, right? So you would think, quite literally, you would think that working at a pizza place, there wouldn't be really like a whole lot that happens, right? Well, you're wrong. You're not just wrong, you're stupid. And your mom's stupid. I mean, never mind. But yeah, basically though, working at Pizza Hut, I also, it was in the kind of like the same area, right? It wasn't that far from the McDonald's I worked at. So like the area was about the same in terms of like people and everything. However, there was um, a lot more crazier things happened at this Pizza Hut than at the McDonald's. So one of the things that happened was there was one day where I was a shift leader there. So I was kind of like once the main manager left, I was basically the head honcho. I was the guy who was able to tell people, like, fuck off or whatever. I was that guy. So basically though, I'm working at what we call the cut table, right? Which is basically the table where once a pizza comes out of the oven, you cut it, make sure that the quality and everything is good, and then you wow, that is a lot of creepers that just spawned out of nowhere. Look at that. Four technically, because obviously one died. That is crazy. Um, but yeah. So, anyways, but I was at the cut table, and when you're at the cut table, depending on who's working and like what's going on, sometimes I had to grab the front counter and stuff, right? And there was Jesus fucking Christ, like really? Okay, now you guys are really starting to get annoying. Oh my god, get out of here. Okay. Anyways, so depending on how busy we were, there was times where I had to go to the front counter and stuff like that. And we had a person there that we call them CSRs, which is literally just short for customer service representative, right? And I'm trying to find coal because I need coal to make some fucking torches, but can't seem to find any that is like in a very convenient area. Um, but yeah, so essentially I had to grab like the front counter, and so I grab it and I'm like, oh yeah, what was the name on your order? And they're like, oh, my name is whatever, whatever. And then the moment after they tell me the name for the order, they go, you know that there's actually let me rewind this story because there's a little bit more to it, I suppose. Like before this person came in, there was a group of people that came in before that and was like, oh, like we want to place an order. And I was like, okay, yeah, like what do you want? And they're like, we want this. And I was like, okay. And then I told them how long it was going to be. And then also like, they at Pizza Hut, there's like a board that shows like, the status of your order, I guess, or whatever. But yeah, so basically though, they placed an order, okay, and then now we'll go back to the continuing like the story. So then this other person comes in, I give them their order, and then they're like, that there's people smoking like meth in front of your store, right? And I was like, what? And I look, and over the counter, I look to the right outside, and I see these people straight up sitting there, and I can see the pipe in their hand, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, okay, thanks for letting me know. And they were the people who placed an order beforehand, and they were sitting outside just like, casually at first, and then after they've been sitting out there for a while, then they started to smoke and stuff. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. I was like, oh my god, dude, there's no way that these guys are actually like smoking right in front of a store. And like where our Pizza Hut was like in one of those like plaza areas, right? So like motherfuckers basically could see them doing this. Like it wasn't just me and like our store. Like they were just doing it like in the middle basically of this plaza where everybody could see. So I was just like, wow. Like that, I guess that kind of goes to show like how, not ghetto, but like how the area kind of worked where I was at. I mean, it was not the best of places, like I said, but yeah. So basically, they I was like gonna call like the cops and stuff, but they like came in immediately, like shortly after like smoking, and they came in to get their order, and I mean they did pay for it, so I wasn't gonna be like, no, you can't have your order, you fucking druggie or nothing. Like I wasn't gonna do that. So I was like, okay, yeah, here's your order. And because like they like basically left right after that, I was like, well, there's really no point in calling the cops because I mean, they're just gonna fucking walk away, and then really not much that the cops are gonna do anyways either. Because obviously, like from my experience at working at McDonald's, I knew that like if I called the police, like by the time they get there, it's not gonna matter. Like like the people are gonna be gone. The police are basically just gonna take a description or be like, if they come back, then call us. So it's like, dude, unless they're robbing me or some shit like that, there's just no point in calling them. So I didn't end up calling the police, but I did though. Like, you know, I went back and was talking to my coworkers, and I was just like, dude, I cannot believe that this guy or this group of people fucking just started lighting up and smoking like right next to our fucking door. It was just crazy that they did that. But yeah, that's one story. So already, as you guys can obviously see, like this is outrageous already. It gets pretty crazy. It gets there's a probably the craziest thing that happened. I'm gonna say it for last, but it is pretty crazy. So another circumstance that happened was there was this guy who came in, and he had a bag, and he like sets it on the floor, and then he's just kind of like looking around. And at first I was like, you know, hi, can I do something for you? Like, are you good or whatever? And he just like was like looking around, like acting like kind of weird. And then he just straight up like starts opening our drink like cooler thing, and is just like touching the sodas and stuff. And I'm like, hello, like, can I help you? Like, and I was at first like I was trying to be nice because like look, I'm not really a mean person in nature. I'm gonna be honest. I'm actually relatively nice. Um, so when this guy was like, you know, in here, and he obviously too was like tweaking, I wasn't gonna be like, get the fuck out. Um, but at the same time, I was, and that's another thing too, is I was also being cautious because, like I was saying earlier, those types of people you don't know how they're gonna act or react when you say certain things. So you have to be careful with how you know you go about stuff, because you know they could freak out on you or whatever. You just never know. So so yeah, basically though, okay, creeper. Um yeah, so basically though, I was like, all right, well, you know, we're gonna wait and see kind of what happens. But I still kept on trying to interact with the guy. Like I kept trying to be like, you know, can I help you? Like, are you good? Whatever, whatever. And bro just did not respond. He just was not. He just didn't really seem like he was there. Um, so I just, you know, was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to call the police because this guy's not leaving too. Because after a while, when I realized that he was just touching stuff and not really like, you know, ordering anything, I was like, okay, I'm gonna need you to leave. And so I was like, I'm gonna need you to leave. Hey, hello, hello. And he wasn't responding to me at all. And then that's when I was like deciding to call the police. And then like while I was on the phone like trying to call the police, this guy fucking like licks his fingers and starts touching shit. And then he like started like licking his fingers and then touching our or like credit card, like, you know, machine. And while I'm on the phone with the police, I'm like, yeah, like he's not leaving. He's on something. I can tell you for sure that he's on something. I don't know what, but he's just not responsive, and he's just licking shit in my establishment. And they're like, okay, like we'll send somebody over. And then like after this guy like licks up shit and touches everything, he like finally leaves. And then like where my Pizza Hut was, there was a laundromat that was next to it. And so this he like goes over to like the laundromat, and then like shortly after he leaves, the police arrive. And then they're like, you know, oh, like, you know, we heard that you called about a guy. And then I like explained to them that, like, you know, this guy came in here, was touching his, and he left his bag in there, by the way, his like bag that had his belongings or whatever the fuck in it. He just left that in our store too. And I was like, yeah, like he left, he went over there, and he left his bag and stuff, and he's been, you know, licking shit and everything. And they told me that they got some complaints from other establishments in the area, so he was obviously like doing this to other people too. But yeah, basically he um they went to go like talk to him or whatever, and they like took his bag and shit too, and yeah, I had to basically like get this some cleaner and a rag and just literally clean like the entire lobby area because he all he did was just go around and was licking his fingers and licking shit. I just can't make it up. It was disgusting and gross, but yeah, he that's what he did. He definitely did that. I couldn't believe it. Like I said, I was like, wow, like I don't know, man. Some people are just I don't know. I feel bad for people who are like heavy users of drugs and stuff because like I know that they're sometimes they're just down on their luck and they just are trying to like take something to make them not feel depressed or whatever the case may be, and sometimes people get like hooked on it and they were given the drugs and sometimes they didn't know how addictive it was, or sometimes they get laced with stuff. You just never know. You don't know anybody's story, you know. So I tend not to think too badly of them, but at the same time I'm like, look man, like I'm not the type of person that can help you. So if I can't help you, then you know I'm gonna have you kind of you know get to get in the nicest possible way I could say this. But yeah, I mean I had a lot of circumstances like that. It was just weird. It was weird that that I run into this a lot where I used to work, but I mean, you know, it's just what happens when you work in the food industry. You just run into crazy shit and crazy shit happens. And I mean, sometimes it's pretty funny though. So, I mean, I had like there was a decent times I had like good laughs. It wasn't all bad, but it was just there was a few times where it was just like holy shit, I can't believe this happened. So I'm probably gonna have to end the episode soon. I had to end the episode soon. But before I end the episode, I'm gonna tell one last story. It's not super long, but it's a story that I wanted to tell because um, I'm gonna leave you guys with probably the craziest story that has happened to me in the food industry. So one night while I was working, this is at Pizza Hut. Um, while I was working, we were I mean we this was like really late at night. This was like I think this was like 10 or something. And my Pizza Hut was open until like 12. So you know, we were open pretty late. And I remember and there was a bar that was kind of near us in the plaza. And essentially though, like we were like chilling and stuff like that, and then we like went to the front counter and we saw a bunch of police and everything. And then we also like later on we kind of like went out a little bit to see what was going on, and you could see a car that like it looked like they pulled out of the plaza and then just like ran into um the street across from it at, like at an angle. And we were like kind of just wondering like what the fuck happened, you know, like we were like, you know, did somebody like get drunk, leave the plaza, and then just ran straight into the next sidewalk, and that's why the police were called or what? We didn't really know. Well, come to find out, we found out because my one of my coworkers, his wife, she has like a police scanner app or something like that. She basically is able to like hear the police radio and like what they're talking about. And so he told us that I guess what happened was a guy was leaving our plaza. And well, first he was getting into an altercation with somebody else at the bar or whatever. And he like ends up leaving or whatever, or like he's going to leave after the altercation. And like as he's driving out of the plaza, I guess the guy like pulled out his gun and started shooting at the guy's car, and called this motherfucker a marksman, but I guess he shot through the windshield or like the back windshield and ended up hitting the guy in the head. And so he just like you know, obviously he killed him, so he just literally just like drove straight and then drove right into the next street, and then like that was it. and he was dead. So literally, like, basically somebody was murdered and shot, like, not right outside of my work, but basically like right outside of my work. Somebody was shot and murdered. And it was pretty crazy. When I heard that, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. That is insane. Like, somebody literally got that triggered, and that everything happened so fast and stuff, apparently, and everything. But we didn't know, we didn't even hear the gunshots or nothing. We heard literally nothing because in the Pizza Hut, you know, like when orders are going on, the fryer, all the noises and stuff, you can't really hear that much that's going outside of the building. Like, we can hear like the front counter, but we can't really hear what's going on like outside. So yeah, we had no idea. And then we were just like, holy shit, yeah, like, wow, motherfucker literally just got killed right outside, and we had no idea. And that's that. That's probably the craziest story I could say that happened, because I mean, there's nothing crazier than a murder happening close to where you work. I mean, that's kind of like the top of what could happen. And it was, yeah, it was pretty scary. It was a scary situation, but luckily, like I said, I wasn't involved in it, and I didn't even know it happened. So I mean, that's a good thing. But yeah, no, crazy shit like that did happen. It was kind of a bad area, but like, if I could rate it like on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like safe as fuck and 10 being less, like, you know, like a motherfucker gets killed every day, I would say it was about maybe a 6. Like, crazy shit did happen, and there was a few shootings that happened a little bit in the area. But it was only, from my knowledge, there was only one murder that ever happened that took place. So I cannot confirm or deny if it was you know, worse than that. I was trying to find a or I'm also trying to like go and find a biome that has mushrooms or something. We're gonna have to find mushrooms, but we're gonna save that for the next episode. So anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope you enjoy my yapping, because you know what, I kind of like to yap. I'm a yap, not gonna lie. Now granted, I know I yap a little too much. I mean, this entire episode I was basically talking. I only took a break a few times. I know that, but I'm hoping you guys do enjoy that, because I'm kind of treating this as like, I'm just playing Minecraft. I'm doing random stuff, but I'm mostly just telling stories. And so it's kind of like a podcast, but Minecraft. I think it's cool. But anyways, besides the point, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, consider subscribing, and let me know what you guys thought about the episode in the comments down below. And next time, I'm hoping that we're able to get a villager type of farm going, and we're able to basically work on enchantments and getting stronger, so that way we can go to the end. So I will see you guys hopefully in a witch's hut next episode. Bye bye. Okay, I'm out of here, bro. Oh my god, I'm fucking dumb. I'm dumber than a box of rocks. I am dumber than a box of rocks. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I hit the one thing you're not supposed to hit in any fucking form. I can't believe that. He just scared me, man. He scared me. I'm on hardcore. Oh my god. That is actually terrifying. Okay, this is home. This is way home. Okay, let's just go home. Let's just go home.